Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Behind the Yellow Door. It's been a minute since I've last posted a video. Right now I'm on a field trip, so I just thought I would post something, and that's it. So anyway, the other day I had my taxes done, and my accountant told me that I owe back taxes. So I asked her, I said, well, I guess it's the same question we all ask when we owe taxes, right? How do we owe taxes? How can that be? And I think I had this level of frustration and anger in me, even more so toward the IRS, the federal government, the whole tax structure, and how it seems so unfair to the average blue-collar worker. It just doesn't feel right that personally, as a school bus driver, I could owe taxes. And I don't want to sound like a big crybaby, and I don't want people to think, well, that's life. Trust me, I know what life is. And I pay taxes most of my life. In fact, more than some, because I remember when I ran a company in Oregon, I was paying taxes for things that I would never even use. There's so many things that people don't understand when you run a small business that literally I felt like I was getting penalized for. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, so I found out I owe taxes, and I asked her, I said, so what are my options? And she said, well, you can pay them or you can maybe go on a payment plan. Of course, we know as when you owe back taxes, or when you owe taxes, a payment plan is not a good idea, because then you end up paying penalties, which is crazy, right? You know, it's almost as if the IRS or the government knows exactly where you need to be to stay poor. And when you owe money, they want to penalize you for not paying it all up front. It's like they know so many people are struggling, but they don't care. It doesn't matter what administration is in office, guys. It doesn't matter who you voted for. The tax structure doesn't work for people like me and people like you, average blue-collar workers. It just doesn't. Every year I have had to pay taxes, and this year more so than any other year in the past. And I asked her, she said, my accountant said, well, you can always put more money toward federal from each check. And I thought about that, and I said, put what? Like, what am I going to put toward each check? Like, my funds, my money is already allocated to every bill and to the survival of just being able to keep going. And when she said that, you know, my frustration increased, because it's like, I don't understand how, I honestly don't know what to say. I'm like at a loss of words. Like, how is it that we can, so many hardworking Americans are paying taxes when they don't even make that much? I don't know, guys. I've honestly thought that it would almost be better just to live on some mountain somewhere in a tent with my family, you know, and just leave it all behind. All of it. the frustration of being able to survive day to day, the cost of eggs, the cost of mortgage, the cost of insurance, the cost of this, that, and then everybody keeps raising stuff as if you have the money to do it. My garbage just went up $2 more a month. It's not a lot of money, but that's not the point. The point is that do they really need to raise it? Or are they doing it because there's this trend of everybody else increasing costs, so why not we increase it? Because that's not the only bill that people like myself and many others like me are paying, right? We're all paying more on everything to survive to the next month. So now I'm thinking, like, how am I going to I'll work overtime. I'll try to get all the overtime that I can get. But then that pulls me away from my family and my time with my daughter and my dog. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you owe back taxes and how frustrated you are with the whole system. And I don't know. That's it, guys. Have a good day.